You aren't ugly. The problem is the 8 habits that are making you ugly. And the worst part is that you're probably unaware that it's even happening, because even me 2 years ago, I did not know I was doing these 8 bad habits, which was ruining my looks, ruining my health, and ruining my confidence. So let's get right into it. The first thing people are going to notice about you is your face. So it's important that your face looks as attractive as it possibly can. And most people don't know, but your tongue posture and the way you breathe is going to influence how your face develops and how your face looks. So if you're breathing through your mouth every single day and you look like this, you're gonna look stupid, and you're actually going to cause all your features to be recessed. What this is going to do is cause the recession of your maxilla, which is going to lead to you having a narrow palate, a crooked nose, droopy eyes, and literally have your entire mid-face look collapse. And maybe you don't breathe through your mouth during the day, but if you're doing it at night, you're sleeping 8 hours a night, that's a third of your life mouth breathing. And this is also going to cause these negative habits. So a quick and easy fix for this is just getting some mouth tape. You don't have to fall for all the marketing scams. You can just get $5 athletic tape, cut a little strip and put it on your lips. This is going to prevent you from mouth breathing at night, and it's going to train your subconscious mind to keep your mouth shut. This alone is one of the 2 biggest reasons why you don't have a sharp jawline, or why your chin's actually recessed, why you have overbite, and even why you just don't have that 3D structured jawline that you know you should have. And hopping right into the second biggest reason why you have a recessed jawline is due to you not having proper tongue posture. This is known as mewing, and it's when your tongue is resting on the roof of your palate, and more importantly, not just the tip of your tongue, but genuinely the entire back third of your tongue should be resting on the roof of your palate. You genuinely want to be doing this every single minute throughout the day, especially so it becomes subconscious, so that you're doing it while you sleep. Again, you sleep 8 hours a day. If you're doing it an extra 8 hours a day, you will become the best looking version of yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, it's very simple. Basically, you want to say the letter N, and you'll see that your tongue wants to go to the roof of your mouth. You want to hold that position. You then need to smile, say N, and then create suction. So swallow about 3 times, and then you want to just hold that position. It should look like this. N. And then swallow 3 times. This is what gives you that forward growth and development in your face. It's going to tighten up your jawline, give you that 3D look, and it's also going to help raise your hyoid area, which is why you might seem to have a double chin. The second bad habit you're probably doing is chewing on the same side of your mouth every single day. This is one of the 4 basic myofunctional practices you should be doing every single day, which is proper chewing. If you're always chewing on the same side every single day with every single meal, every single bite, then this is going to cause you to overwork your masseter muscle. Your masseter muscle is the biggest muscle you have inside your jawline, and it is good to have developed masseter muscles, but only when it's balanced on both sides of your face, or else you're going to have one side that portrays way too much than the other. And this is actually the #1 factor to having facial asymmetry. So if you've ever used the inverted filter on TikTok and you flip it back to back to back to back, it's usually caused from having one side of your jaw being wider than the other. So ideally, to be chewing properly, you want to be chewing on both sides of your mouth equally with your molars. This is going to ensure that you build your masseter muscles and that they're symmetrical, giving you a symmetrical face so you don't have an asymmetrical face ruining your looks and cooking you. The third bad habit you probably have is not sleeping 8+ hours a day. Not only are you going to always feel tired, always feel sluggish when you're getting only 6 hours of sleep, but you're also going to be directly stunting your growth. So if you're in puberty, so you're in between the ages of like 12 to 21, and you want to grow taller, you want to grow to your maximum genetic potential, you need to be getting 8+ hours of sleep. This is because 90% of your growth hormone is actually secreted during deep sleep. So if you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, you're robbing your body from muscle gain, bone growth, and facial development. And this is one of the things which affected me the most. I wish I knew this earlier, but for the 2 years of my life where I did not grow a single inch from 16 to 18, I had the worst sleep you could probably imagine. I think I was averaging like 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and it was killing my testosterone, killing my growth hormone. My hormones were completely cooked. They were out of alignment. My circadian rhythm was off, and it caused me to not grow a single inch. It wasn't until I fixed all these root causes where I then skyrocketed 4 inches in literally like 10 months. And I genuinely believe if I did not stunt my growth for these 2 years, I would probably be like 6'4" now. The easiest way to improve your sleep is no blue light before bed. You want to sleep in a cold room, and you want to make sure that it's pitch black. You want to have no lights, no phone lights, no fan lights, just pitch black. I highly recommend, if you can, just get blackout curtains on Amazon. They're like $20 and it will make sure your room is pitch black. On top of that, you ideally want to be in bed before 11 p.m. and you want to wake up when the sun is rising. This is going to make sure you have perfect circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock. So it signals when you should be tired, when you should have an appetite, when your testosterone is going to be the highest, when you release the most growth hormone. It is crazy. The fourth habit, which is making you ugly, is eating modern processed garbage. The modern processed diet is genuinely making you ugly. It's causing you to be bloated, causing you to be inflamed, causing you to have acne, ruining your gut health, and it's overall going to tank your energy, kill your mitochondria health. And this is one of the things I changed, which gave me the best results the quickest. I used to have acne for 6 years. I spent thousands of dollars on every single product you could probably imagine, and nothing worked. Nothing helped fix my acne, and I really just felt hopeless. I thought, oh, it's just puberty. oh, it's just hormonal acne. But I was like 18. And I was like, okay, well, it should be gone by now. Why does everyone else not have acne, but I have acne? The second I switched my diet, I swapped to an ancestral diet. So pretty much just meats, eggs, milk, especially raw dairy, and fruit. And literally within 3 weeks, I fully healed my acne. I had no more acne and I had clear skin. I was honestly shocked and I felt lied to and I felt scammed because I spent thousands of dollars. Not only this, but when you're following a proper ancestral diet, you're feeding your mind, you're feeding your body, you're giving your body everything it needs to actually grow taller, develop bones, and you're gonna notice you have so much more energy. I used to crave junk food all the time, but after I started eating clean, I no longer crave junk food, and it has such a big effect on your life where even now when I eat something I probably shouldn't, like a Chipotle bowl, I feel sick after. I actually notice the effects of what I'm putting in my body. They might not feel like that at first, but after just like a month of being on this diet, you're going to notice your entire life start changing. The fifth habit, which is ruining your attractiveness, is that you're not walking enough. If you sit around all day, you live a sedentary lifestyle, your metabolism slows down, you compress your spine, and you hold fat in your face. But when you walk 8 to 10,000 steps a day, you're actually going to burn fat through oxidation instead of glucose, which is then going to allow you to stay lean year round. And you've probably noticed this for yourself. When you go walk and you burn 500 calories from walking, you don't feel hungry for 500 calories. But then let's say you go on a run and you burn 500 calories, you get hungry for 500 calories. So you're not really going to be losing weight because you're going to be miserable because you always feel hungry and you always feel sore. But when you walk, it's easy on the body, you burn the fat through oxidation, and you don't feel hungry after. This was literally the only exercise I did, which helped me lose 50 pounds in 3 months. Yes, 50 pounds in 3 months. It's possible from just eating clean and walking so much throughout the day. Even today, it's such a lifestyle change for me where I've been able to keep up 15,000 steps a day for the last 6 months. That's consistency. So I don't want to hear any excuses. Oh, I can't walk. I'm too busy. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's about how badly you want it. And it's also going to boost your lymphatic drainage. So you're going to be less puffy, less inflammation, and your face is going to slim down, giving you a sharper jawline. The sixth thing, which is making you ugly, which you might not even be thinking about, is negative self-talk and low self-belief. Every time you say something, whether you mean it or not, whether you're joking or whether you're serious, it is going to play out and affect you in the long run. And this is because every word that you say is going to lead to a thought that you have, and every thought that you have is then going to lead to an action you take, and every action you take is then going to lead to a consequence. Whether that consequence is good or bad is all determined based off the first word you said. So if you're always saying, oh, I'm a loser, oh, I'm ugly, I'm going to lose this basketball game, oh, I'm going to fail this test, then that is going to happen. Because how speaking things into existence or manifestation works is that everything you say, every thought you have is going to be magnified and multiplied into your reality. So if you walk around thinking, oh, I'm ugly, I'm not confident, I have no chance with this girl, then that is going to be portrayed. This is what aura is, and people can feel it. People can feel if you're a confident person. People can feel if you think you're attractive. And I know this kind of sounds cliche and corny, but it's true. Have you ever seen someone who walks into a room and they're just like, you feel their presence, you're like, oh, that's that guy. And it roots back to every word you have is going to lead to a thought, which leads to an action, which then leads to a consequence. And that can be a good consequence. If you walk in being like, I'm going to win this basketball game, I'm going to ace this test, then the world just has a way of unfolding itself for you. And if you go try it out for yourself, it's going to work. I can't even explain fully how it works. I do not understand the world that much, but it just has a way of playing out. And at first, when you're speaking in affirmations like, I'm going to win, I'm attractive, I'm going to ace this test, I'm going to be successful in business, I'm the best. When you speak in affirmations, you're probably not going to believe it at first, and that is completely normal. Don't be discouraged. It takes time, but eventually after like a week, you just start believing it. When you start saying it enough to yourself, you're going to believe it. And again, every thought is going to lead to an action. Every action you take is going to lead to a consequence. So when your thoughts are that I'm a winner, you're going to take actions of a winner, and you're going to have results of a winner. That's free game for you guys. The seventh thing is being too shy and too closed off. This is one of my biggest regrets during high school. I did not talk to a girl for the first time until grade 11. Let that sink in. And it's because I always considered myself an introvert. I always liked to work alone. I kept to myself. I just kind of stayed home, played video games. I never went to parties. I never really had a big friend group. But at the end of the day, talking to more people is going to open more doors in life for you. Sure, you can be introverted and you can do things on your own, and you like to work on your business alone, you like to study alone, but at the end of the day, you need to be more engaged with people. This is going to lead you far in life with people skills, because you need people skills with everything. If you launch your own business, even if you're a coder and you think you're just going to work from a laptop your whole life, you need people skills. You need to sell people on things. You need to get into relationships. You need to have friends. You need to have partners. And the easiest way to practice talking to people is at school, because you're forced to be in all these scenarios where you're going to be talking to random people that you probably would have never talked to. Group projects, out in the hallways, activities, gym class, all these little things which are going to get you talking to people, which is going to open up your social circle, and it's going to make you seem like you're more extroverted, which hopefully by the end of this video, you take steps in order to become more extroverted, because it does have a good effect on your life. And if you want more motivation to be more extroverted, just understand that when a girl sees you talking to another girl, that creates jealousy, and it creates the signal that a lot of girls want you, and then even more girls end up wanting you because of that. It's the whole reason why you'll see you could be single for like 3 years. The second you get a girlfriend, all these girls come running to you and start showing interest into you. And this is because it signals to other women that they find something attractive about you, they find something valuable about you, and then that creates value to you. So the better you get to talking to girls is going to lead to you talking to more girls, which is then going to lead to more girls wanting to talk to you, which is then giving you more options and feeling like the man. It's truly one of my biggest regrets in life, because I had to kind of learn how to be charismatic and how to be more social really within 1 year of my life, or else I would have been cooked. Because if you're not learning these in high school, then in university it gets much harder. And then obviously if you go into the workplace, it becomes almost impossible to make new friends and start working on being extroverted and more outgoing. There's ways, but it's a lot harder and it takes more time. And the 8th bad habit, which is ruining your looks, is high stress and burnout. Chronic stress raises your cortisol, which is then going to lead to you having worse skin. So you're gonna have breakouts, you're going to produce less testosterone, you're gonna produce less growth hormone, and you're even going to age faster. So you need to find ways to calm yourself for stressful situations. Everyone's different, but what I've seen work for a lot of people, and even myself, is going on a walk, working out for 30 minutes, just going outside, getting some fresh air, meditating for 10 minutes, or even going on a cold shower. You need your nervous system to be calm, to actually function properly, to release the right amount of growth hormone, to have good levels of testosterone, and to not always feel like you're in fight or flight. And you've probably noticed this in your own life. When you start stressing about a test, when you start stressing about a girl, start stressing about life, everything gets worse. You'll get breakouts, you get worse sleep, and you go down this downward spiral. And if you think back to what I said earlier, every thought you have is going to lead to a consequence. So whether that's you thinking everything is stressful about life, then life is going to come at you with everything stressful it has to offer. So if you go across life and you keep looking at everything negative about it, that's all you're ever going to see. But on the contrary, if you go about life thinking about everything positive and looking at everything you could be grateful for, then life is only going to reward you for that and give you more of it, because everything gets multiplied and magnified. So the best thing you can do when you encounter something negative in your life, something stressful, is to acknowledge it and then ignore it. You know, like, okay, I did not study enough for this test. Do I stress about it and ruin my sleep for the entire night and overthink? Or do I just say, okay, yeah, I didn't study enough, I'll study better next time. Go to sleep, you're at least fueled, you got 8 hours of sleep, and then you might have a standing chance to pass that test because you at least remembered some of the stuff because you had a good sleep. On the other hand, if you just overthought for 3 hours before bed, finally fell asleep, had terrible sleep, you woke up tired, not rested, you're then going to fail that test even more. You will always notice what you pay attention to. This is why if you think, oh, there's a lot of red cars, you'll start seeing a lot of red cars. If you start thinking, oh, there's a lot of opportunity, you'll start seeing a lot of opportunity. Again, every thought leads to an action, which then leads to a consequence. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. These are the 8 bad habits which are causing you to be ugly. If you guys want a part 2, let me know. These are the 8 things I wish I knew when I was younger, which would have allowed me to hit my genetic potential. Obviously, I came a long way, but again, I still could have been even better if I knew this when I was younger. And if you would like to have all my video guides on hype maxing, boosting your confidence, charisma, talking to girls, clearing up your acne, fixing your diet, fixing your posture, getting in better shape, you can have all of that inside my Skool community. I also respond to every single member personally, one-on-one. It takes hours a day, but it's truly my life purpose. So I hope to see you there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, stay goated, peace out.